Joining us tonight is Tom Fitton, the president of Judicial Watch. It is great to have you here, Tom. Let's
Thank you.
first turn to the election of President Giammattei, a conservative, the most conservative candidate really in that election, over the socialist. And what does it mean for the safe third country deal with the United States?
Well, it's good news for President Trump's efforts to try to curtail the immigration crisis by allowing individuals to stay in Guatemala while their asylum claims are adjudicated. Many of the asylum claims are fraudulent to begin with, so we know how that's going to work out in the end. I don't think this conservative government is going to rethink that program, despite the best efforts of Nancy Pelosi to interfere down there. Look,
I thought we didn't meddle in foreign elections, and we wouldn't tolerate foreigners meddling in ours.
Well, you're assuming there's principled opposition on the part. There's a Washington Post story last week, Lou. I don't know if you caught it. They sent down their first plane load of deportees to Guatemala, and the Washington Post was forced to admit when the plane landed, many of those on the plane clapped and cheered. Yeah. So I don't think this program's going anywhere.
You know, the Washington Post has been admitting a few things of late. I don't think we should expect a trend, but nonetheless, and so is the Times. You know, it's rare, but it seems to have found its footing. It at least knows how journalism should be practiced, as it demonstrates from time to time. Jeffrey Epstein, I've got to ask you this. Is there any way in the world that you think we're going to get an answer about what happened and why in that federal facility?
Oh, I think we'll get answers. The question is, will anyone buy them because of the credibility that the Justice Department has suffered, the blows to its credibility over the years protecting Hillary, targeting Trump, and now this prosecution of Jeffrey Epstein. You know, the Southern District of New York has a lot to answer for about this prosecution, how it was handled, whether even it was appropriate. I'm no fan of Jeffrey Epstein, but there's a real question as to whether he could have been prosecuted for over an agreement that they didn't like out of Florida.
Yeah, by way of explanation, so that those who haven't followed this, the Southern District of New York was prosecuting for basically the very same crimes that he reached a plea agreement with the Southern District of Florida on, correct?
And assuming everything, yeah, exactly, and assuming everything was correct, their key job was to keep this man alive,
right,
and they failed to do so. And now there are questions about his death, obviously. And look, you know, my view is these prosecutions and the handling of Epstein was as much a political decision by the partisans that run the Justice Department on a day-to-day as it was a rule of law decision. And, you know, Epstein, we don't have to like Epstein to think that the Justice Department, look, he's dead. He shouldn't be dead. And the Justice Department's credibility is in crisis right now because of this failure.
Well,
and I don't know if Barr can rescue the Justice Department, even given his credibility.
Yeah, I think if anybody can, it is William Barr. I want to just very quickly, John Solomon, George Soros's secret 2016 access to the State Department. My God, it looked like he was running the Obama State Department. Your thoughts very quickly about that reporting and the import.
It conforms with our other documents that we've gotten showing that you had Soros organizations helping the State Department direct spending abroad to helping them review grantees. And you have Soros being funded through State Department funds and USAID funds, I mean, in Europe. You know, George Soros has every right to engage in politics here in the United States. I think taxpayers are fair to ask, what is the relationship in terms of funding him, his activities, using our precious dollars?
Tom Fitton, as always, great to see you. Thanks so much.
Thank you.